But it started literally with the question, because of technology and how fast it develops, is the biggest risk independent agents make actually not taking enough risk?
You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. No fluff, just their experiences and stories from people who are making it happen. And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals. Now, on to the show. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here at the Live Local Marketing Podcast. We are with Steven. Sir, how do we feel today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Billy, it's great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice and warm. The weather's great down where you are, so I'm sure that plays a role in it, right? It's easier to be happier when it's warmer.
When it's a little bit warmer and not all ice.
That's right. That's right. All right, we'll do a little bit about Steve, give you some background, and we'll get right into the questions. Steve is an expert strategist in strategic risk and business growth. He draws on decades of experience in the insurance industry, and he wrote the Bezos letters, 14 Principles to Grow Your Business Like Amazon, which has become a Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and an international bestseller. Hundreds of thousands of followers. Steve has been handpicked by LinkedIn. He's one of the most influential thought leaders. All that is extremely impressive, and I'm excited to get to the questions. Are you ready, sir?
I am. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, talk to us about a time where you had a loss that turned out to be a win.
It was a hard one, too. Long story, mid-90s, moved from the DC area, actually where you are, out to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Was in the insurance business, selling insurance, primarily to businesses, some personal, and had a really hard time building a book of business. Did all the marketing stuff that I knew would work, and it did work, just wasn't fast enough. And actually got behind on my mortgage. The worst thing was somebody showed up at our house when my wife was there, making sure we hadn't moved. So kind of a bottom, of the barrel. And it really was a wake up call for me that, maybe I'm not as good a salesman as I thought I was. Bottom line. And fortunately, I worked for two gentlemen who saw something in me. I still kind of to this day don't know what. Supported me, helped me shift a bit. And I got really interested in technology for the insurance industry. So short version of what may be obviously a longer story, but I actually left that agency in 1999, started my own consulting firm, helping independent agents implement technology. So this was, late 90s, right? What was coming? What was the brand new? Internet, websites, and then kind of in the 2000s and 2010s, social media. And so that launched me on that career, which I've been doing really for, probably 30, whatever the number is, 35 years now.
That is pretty impressive.
So wake up call. It was really hard and put me on a path that allowed me to maximize my skills and gifts. That's what comes to mind. I don't think I tell that story very often. It's one of those painful things.
That's a tough one.
Want to remember.
Yeah, it's something, and so many people have to hit rock bottom before they get that bump and they get that push to turn around and make it move. So, all right, let's shift gears then. That was a great story. Thank you. Talk to us about one of your favorite marketing strategies that you're using right now.
Well, it may sound, I don't know, cliche, but video.
There you go. That's good.
And not TikTok, not YouTube, not video email.
Good.
What's the problem with sending an email to somebody? Especially, I won't say cold, but maybe lukewarm. It's really hard to get somebody's attention. I mean, think about your own inbox. And I actually started this a number of years ago. Several platforms out there that allow you to record a short personalized video, embed it in an email, and send it off. And I literally have, I'm going to pull it out here, a little, if I can get to it quick, a little board, and I, whiteboard, and I write the person, hey, John, or
that's good.
I'd love to talk, or, and that first 3 seconds of the video is a GIF that just repeats. And so it's, how can you not click on it? That's my whole point.
Especially as their name. Yeah.
And the point is literally to get somebody to make that next tiny little step. Click on it, watch the whole video, and even even for salespeople in the insurance industry, they're called producers. Think about sending a video as a follow-up to a meeting, or a follow-up to that first appointment. Hey, John, Steve Anderson here. I know sometimes it's great to put a face with a name. Really looking forward to meeting you on Monday, at 10 o'clock at your office to talk about your insurance program. Let me know if something comes up that's not going to work, so I don't show up and, waste your time or my time. And really look forward to it. Short, sweet, engaging, personal, not cold email. Too many people hide behind email, and there's all the the pushback. Oh, I don't like being on video, or get over it.
Get over it. Steve, I knew you and I be friends. This is exactly the things I do. This is great. All right, so talk to us now about something that you still do hands-on, and what kind of stuff do you pass off to like a team or AI or whatnot? What things are you still very hands-on with? A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
I'm very hands-on with, I'm trying to think how I want to phrase it. Ideas.
Okay.
And I've written my whole career before the book, articles. That was a primary marketing, my services. Wrote columns in industry magazines. So I wrote a lot. And certainly now with AI, I use it, but as a thought partner, not as a replacement for me. And I think that's a really important point here, certainly in content creation. It's really good to a point, but you need to feed it your voice. You need to feed it your brand identity, kind of all of that, so it really understands you better. And you have to go through it. You have to actually, I read it out loud, because
that's good.
People read out loud in their head. So if it sounds weird, if the word's weird, you catch a lot of stuff when you read it out loud. And for the book, just as an aside, I read the entire book out loud as we were finalizing the manuscript 2 times.
Wow.
Because of that same issue. If I stumbled over a word, then we might look at rephrasing it or using a different word, all of that. But hearing it is very different than reading it.
All right, so the last question you answered, you said video, and you're doing videos and emails, and this one you're talking about writing. Do you ever combine the two and like have your posts and your blog and make like video clips out of it? Because that seems natural.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. And it may be just me reading the article, right? It doesn't have to be, but there certainly are a lot of people who gravitate much more to visual, and I typically don't get high production, so I might do captions, but I typically don't try and insert all kinds of stuff into the video. Yeah. I know that's the TikTok-ish thing, to keep people's attention.
It's just not your audience.
I'll say it this way. I've been around a long time, and I just lost there we go. Sorry. I've been around a long time, and I don't like, what's the right word? I can't think of the word I want to use. Tricks, I guess, is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Some of it's just me being me. So
yeah.
Anyway.
And it saves you time. Time's a big factor in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I love the everybody loves talking about branding. That's the next question. Right. So when you create your own brand, what kind of things are you looking for? What areas do you focus on when you try to instill your brand on others?
Well, I think the first thing is, who is your audience? Being really clear on, again, I'll reference the book, like the book. Who's the book for?
There you go.
Well, business owners. Yeah, okay. But, and so as I've looked at and worked on that, even over the years, it's high growth business owners that feel stuck.
Ooh, that's really good.
So, and I mean, again, my insurance, my niche was independent insurance agents in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very narrow,
Very
large group.
Yeah.
I mean, about 35,000 of them out there, so a large group, but a very focused. And I stayed in my lane most of the time. The book was a outgrowth of my consulting and some things like that, but understanding who you are and understanding who can best benefit from what you have to offer. I mean, that's the branding. And then figuring out, okay, where are they? For me, that's LinkedIn. And so I don't use Facebook. I stopped that a few years ago. Don't even have a TikTok account. I'm not on Instagram. I post a little on Instagram, but that was more because I could automatically do it, not because I think it's a great medium. So again, who's your audience? Where do they show up? And how can you help them? Even like this, little short answers to questions they likely are answering. And I will say, by the way, this is, again, another great use of AI to help you hone in on the audience and what are their pain points and how can you address them.
So before we move on to the next one, do you find yourself, even when you have that super specific audience, do you find yourself attracting people outside that audience just naturally with some of the answers you give? Yeah.
Yes. And certainly more now with the book, because the book is, a more general business book. But it started literally with the question, because of technology and how fast it develops, is the biggest risk independent agents make actually not taking enough risk. And so that's the core idea that kind of led to what ended up being the book. And that core idea fits any type of business, even nonprofit. I mean, it doesn't have to be for profit. Even nonprofits, is the biggest risk they're taking not taking enough risk.
That's good. So, all right. So let's shift gears again. So you are in the insurance industry and you're doing some marketing. So you have tons of data. Insurance people are data people. When I use the phrase useful data as a marketing in the insurance and all the spaces you're in, what does that phrase mean to you?
And again, I'm going to reference AI because one of its superpowers is making connections in data that we could never make.
Yeah.
Seeing patterns that, I mean, I say never, but we would never spend the time to try and figure out those patterns. And so, for example, and I do a lot of AI stuff, I have created a AI-based churn detector. So if you have a business that's more of a subscription, churn is a big, even coaching, right? Or membership, mastermind, or whatever. Churn is a big problem. So how can you look at data, usage data, meaning if it's a software platform, has their usage changed? And what might that portend? Look at their, are they having trouble? Is their credit card bouncing? for whatever reason, right? A lot of times it's not just a balance problem, it's all kinds of other things. But looking at all of those pieces of data and then coming up with who is the most likely to cancel 30, 60, 90 days before. So now you can take proactive action to find out, can I save some of those? Now you're going to say save all of them, but even if you save 25%, that's additional revenue. And you'd never be able to do that with the data that should be collected. And a lot of times this data is there. Nobody just knows how to use it or what to do with it. And again, I think that's one of the AI superpowers that goes overlooked, I would say, by a lot of people who are, playing around with AI. They use it to write, posts and content. Yeah. Okay. And there's a whole lot more there.
So when you prompt it, what kind of things are you asking it to look for in that data? Like what useful strategies have you found?
So financials I call it fairly easy, right? Do they have a pattern of having to scramble or not having enough credit or, whatever. So that takes financial data, right, from the subscription software, whatever. The other piece of it that's really important and harder is usage. So are you tracking someone's usage on your platform? And is their usage going up or is it going down? And that could be functions in the system that they're either not using at all and could be one of the biggest benefits if they knew more about it. So now you have an entree into, hey, we noticed that you're not using this function and here's how it works and here's why you should be exploring more of that. And that's proactive customer service, meaning you're not waiting for them to have a problem. You're identifying their problem early and helping them see the benefit or how to use it better. So that's where, and again, for years and years, we may have had this data, but we didn't know what to do with it, or it was really cumbersome to try and figure out how to actually get insight into the data.
That's good. That's good. All right. So you've been at this for a minute or two. You've been doing marketing for a few days, a few minutes. What strategies don't you do anymore? Like this has worked. ROI is not there. I just don't mess with it.
There's probably not much I don't do at all anymore. I would say, and we already talked a little bit about this, I would say email's still important for certain things, but for outreach, it's becoming less and less viable.
Oh, okay.
I think I will say this, one of the things that I'm experimenting more with that people have given up on is direct mail.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? It's more expensive, and dare I say it, the kids today.
It's great. It's great.
People aren't getting mail. So anything that shows up in the inbox is going to get, I mean, I remember literally pulling out handfuls of mail, a P.O. box, standing at the counter and doing my sort.
Chucking them.
Obvious junk. Maybe I'll look at this. They're really not doing that anymore. Anything that they get, and frankly, the kids, I don't know,
the kids.
I gotta figure out a better name. Younger people, don't know what junk mail is because they've never gotten it. And so postcard marketing, I mean, I think there's something really interesting that may be working better now than it has for years. So that's kind of a reverse answer to your question. What don't I do anymore? And I'm wondering, and like I said, I'm experimenting with it because it's certainly more expensive. But if you get somebody and QR codes and write all the things that kind of made those pieces harder, are easier now. So
going back to the old school ways. I love it. That's my marketing in a nutshell. Is the old school ways are the best ways.
yep.
So
There's
before
a
we get to your
reason
business,
they're old school.
that's right. They
work.
work. The reason they're cliches is because they work.
Yep.
Before we get to the business and have you do the outro, well, let's talk about confidence. So if you're, let's say the kids, is that what your kid would call like the kids?
Right.
They're
Kids
thinking about getting
like
their
my two girls are like 41 and 43. So the kids.
the kids. So they're working on their business. They are thinking about making that next step, growing their business out, and, making their marketing more advanced, more aggressive, spending more money. What kind of things do you talk to them about in regards to their confidence that they can make it, that they can do it? Because you've done this for a long time. And so your experience is going to be invaluable to this answer.
That's not a 2-minute answer, but I will try.
That's good. True. It's true. Go ahead.
A couple things immediately come to mind. One is I have a sticky note on my monitor right here. It says, do it now. Meaning, don't wait. Try it. And this comes out of my research into Amazon. Experiment.
Okay.
Try new things. Nobody knows what's going to work right now unless you try. So don't wait. And I use Seth Godin's phrase, don't wait to be picked, pick yourself. Meaning
good.
Try it. And one of the things that continues to make Amazon what it is today is this idea of experimentation, because experimentation leads to invention on behalf of the customer. And that's a core idea that has allowed or propelled Amazon to where they are today. I mean, don't forget, Jeff Bezos started in a garage in a house in Bellevue, Washington, taking books that he had driven to a warehouse to get that people had bought online when nobody knew you could buy books online, putting them in a envelope, driving them to the post office and mailing them out. Hopefully 2 weeks later, they arrived. Right now it's 4 hours and we're upset if it's not there. But that's experimenting, that's customer obsession, that's inventing on behalf of the customer. And so that's what will help you grow and help you. When you take care of the customers like that, when you're obsessed with your customer, that's a key to long-term viability and long-term growth.
The obsession mixed them into the invention, because those go hand in hand, do they not?
Well, and again, one of my principles is encourage successful failures. So what Bezos said is, if we need to experiment, and when you're going to experiment, you're going to fail. So you have to have a culture that supports successful failure, not stupid failure. So I always tell people, Amazon is intolerant of incompetence. So if you're failing over and over again, that's a problem. But if you're experimenting and trying something new and it's not working, that's okay, as long as you take why did we fail and try and say, how can we not do this again in the future?
That is a great answer with 30 years of experience behind it. That is a wonderful answer. All right, sir. So we appreciate your time and help today. We're going to have you do the outro where you talk about your business and where people can get a hold of you and tap into this years and years and years and years of experience and knowledge. So, sir, without further ado.
Thank you. You can find me on LinkedIn, either Steve Anderson Insurance or Steve Anderson Bezos. It probably will show up. Let me know you were listening to this. I'd be happy to connect with you. The book is available at Amazon, and the book website is thebezosletters.com. And with that, I do consulting work, typically one-on-one with businesses that want to grow like Amazon, that feel stuck in their growth and want to move forward. And 14 principles, there's a lot of wisdom that Jeff Bezos shared, which is one of his unique abilities about how he grew Amazon.
Awesome. So folks, go grab the book, read the book, and then once you're done, set up a time, talk to Steve about how you can apply it to yours. And before you know it, you'll have your wedding in Milan and you'll rent out all of Venice, just like Jeff did.
And Billy, frankly, everybody doesn't want to be that size.
No, you're
That's
right.
not the point.
It's just the growth.
It's just the growth.
The growth and the invention. Yeah, that's amazing. Sir, we appreciate you and your time and your years of experience bottled up here on our 25 minutes. So we appreciate you and thanks for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure, Billy. Thanks for having me.